Uh-oh. Does this game support hot swappable controllers? We will see. Good. Good. Yes. Beat the old game. Man, what else happened? Liurnia of the Lakes. Whoa, that's a crusty looking cave right there. No. Aye, there be boats. Alright, well, we're gonna check out some lakeage, I guess. Yeah, I'm really hoping for those frogs like are hardy enough to pull through tomorrow, but it's gonna be really sad. I'm already really sad about it. Heather's like devastated. It sucks. It sucks that it's like 2 in a row too. Like it's the same exact critters trying to get them again, and then it's all fucked up. And it's like it's way outside of our control, right? Like if we would have known that they were gonna go to what the fuck? Well, this guy's ugly. If all these are the albinoids. Well, look at you guys! He's doing cartwheels. What was the point of that? Yo, yeah. Dirty chainmail. What are you doing? Don't get him with the cartwheels. He'll just run away. He'll be so scared. That was a power move. He was wide stancing me. These guys are kind of adorable though. Like I don't. They're kind of cute. Now, the one good thing about them being in Tennessee. Why are there skellies now? What the hell? Is that Tennessee has been warm? Like relatively warm compared to here. Here it's been cold. Again, relatively speaking, right? Like too cold for frogs. Oh, I gotta cat. How about you get out of there? I love how I yell at him and he just looks through a little crevice at me, like just wide-eyed. But yeah, food and water are the bigger concerns. No, don't touch. Those wolves are fighting something over there. Hi, kitty cat. Ah, my eyeball. There is a boss over here. Do I fight it? I mean, I guess. Whoa! Is that has to be an enemy? That's an enemy. It's really cool. Okay, well, I'm gonna go fight this boss first. Or at least check out this boss. While I still have flasks. Hello, wormies. Royal glaive. Glaive? What did I read? Hello, what are you? Onyx Lord. Cool. Howie. No. My sword does that. No. No. Holy cow. My sword doesn't do that. Fucking meteor. Oh, whoa. Cool. Let me just top off here. They don't really track, which is nice. How we? Oh, I didn't get a good enough dodge there. It wasn't too bad. Legally distinct Sephiroth meteorite? Yeah, that's a different word than meteor. Black materia. He was looking a little famished, though. I don't think Sephiroth's ever been famished. Yeah, Onyx. He had a big sword, but it wasn't really long. It was kind of normal for his size. Cat, why are you biting the metal leg of that chair? Are you high? Are you on drugs? I'm going to say this right now, and it's going to be weird. My cat has a foot fetish. What are you doing? Whenever there's, like, plastic legs of chairs, he goes all crazy with them. He, like, rubs his face all over them and, like, bites them and stuff. It's because, like, that's where the feet, you know, sometimes reside. He's got a foot fetish. Hello? Hidden path ahead. He's licking it. It's made out of fucking metal. Oop. I fail. Like that one's... Actually, that one's metal, too. They're both metal. Maybe you need more iron in your diet, buddy. He loves it. It's like catnip, almost. Now he has to go attack... Oh, there's two different chairs right next to each other. And he's, like, flip-flopping between them. It's like an orgy. Cat, you're strange. Yeah. Come on, Wolf. Come on. What are you doing backing up? That's a big wolf. Oh, the big wolf's coming. Yeah. Behold, dog. That's a turtle. Oh my god. That was buffered to hell. What the heck? I think you need a summon. Fuck. Let me drink. Ow. God, I'm buffering attacks like way too. Ow. Hold on. Hold on. Oh, I think I can summon buddies here. Go get him. Oh, God. I can't deal with these enemies that jump around everywhere. I'm out of heal. Get him. No, no, no. Well, at least my little... Whoa! Hum ho, Shimama. Yeah, fuck him up. Now there's all those left. And I barely have... I don't have any heals. Go get them. Ho ho ho! Oh, now my cat's just vibing. He's now sitting next to the foot of the chair and just being like, yeah. This is the life. People are accusing Miyazaki of having a foot fetish even beyond the recent like thing where the devs told him to quit including so much feet just because there are a lot of barefoot characters. Now I'm gonna give him some of the benefit, some benefit of the doubt here, and just say that this game has a lot of exposed and like it's very finger themed. So a foot kind of complements that. If I could use the word compliment in that way. Because I wouldn't call it compliment. Look at this. Cool. I don't think I can get up there. And even if I could, it doesn't seem intended. Well, down there's the stanky hole. I mean, it looked like I could have gotten over there, and I'd be like really jumping them. Yeah, that ain't gonna happen. Does Sephiroth mean anything? Like, is that a word that's based on something? A name that's based on something? Is that like a Greek man? I wonder if during our lifetime, or during my lifetime, I will ever meet somebody named Sephiroth. I feel I have that possibility. Or if I meet somebody named Cloud. Did I rest? I don't remember resting. Alright. I know a lot of these nerd names have video game based names have increased. Sephiroth is a cool name, but like, could you even live up to that name? Like, if your name was Bosphoromus, you'd be like, what fucking... You either have to be some sort of scholar or something, some king, or you're just not living up to your name at all. My name is Ashton. That's Ash Tree. I feel like I've successfully surpassed a tree. Whoa! That was a big one. That was a big boy. Lots of people trying to have a nice jump there. Sneepy. Sneepy kitty. Mr. Mayoy. Hi, buddy. So right now you rather sleep next to that, like, chair leg than sleep in your bed over here. That is the choice that you have made. It's on carpet, but oh, Minerman. Adult miners. Oh, donkey. I don't want trouble either. I want your shit. All right then, keep your secrets.
Well, be on your way then.
I haven't even explored the lake area yet, but that's just a massive open spot, so that's gonna be real tough. Secretaire. Not enough golden seeds. Now I have a +6. Try knight, but be wary of boss. Oh. Good message. Oh, right, did. Oh, there's a knight's cavalry. Would you look at that? Hello. I believe that's what that is. Howie, you hurt me. Ow. Just gonna summon your horse again. You can't do that. That's cheating. Hi, handsome. Hi, other handsome. How you doing, cool name? Oh, I'm fighting a boss. I can't. Think I could talk right now? Gee whiz. He just did a drift on his cool horse. Ow. His horse certainly looks like one of those. You know those really shaggy dogs with the hair that like cover their face? Giant hunt. You've never seen me, so how would you know if I'm handsome or not? Well, your speech is handsome. We found an arc. Guess we just want. No, this is the sea arc. He's an imposter. $2,000 more. Hello, lady.
You, please.
Give me your fingers.
Your fingers, please, your fingers.
Let me see your fingers.
What a pity it is to be without the right.
I have it.
All you can do is stand at a loss, without even the half crescents that wish to be whole. Before the unmoving, unfeeling grand lift ahead. Or are you planning to throw yourself to the waters? To find the coward's passage through the dim cavern? You
Cool name's just like dissecting the joke. He's actually we did that to Shadow earlier today. You cannot proceed without a glintstone key, huh? Well, Shadow was trying to do a riddle. She really tries to like make up these riddles. Just like she's kind of getting there to making something, but like, what's she tries too hard to make something work, right? She's 9, so yeah. What is none of this is like. This is what should be. This is expected. Ow. Today she was like, what has 4 legs and a face? We're like, they're also like a bit too vague, you know, like riddles are, you know, they're more meant to be like, here's these combination of things that like by themselves would fit a lot of things, but because you've combined them, they don't fit most things, you know, and you're like, oh shit. You know, like that whole what's red, white, but red all over. that one doesn't work well in text. If only I had a dragon. Yeah, there's that. Yeah, I literally fought a dragon last night, and then it got down half of its health, and then it left. And I can't find it I don't know where it went. I can lend you my bad dragon if you want. I don't want to be no, I don't want to lend. I don't like that. I don't like that it's used. I would love you know those streamers they have like thrones now. I think it's the website's called Throne, where they can put like a wish list up of stuff that they want, and people can buy it for them, and it'll automatically like send it to them. I really want to do that with the Bad Dragon tentacle dildo, if that's a possibility. I want that thing. Like, it sounds like a good time. It sounds like a fun stream prop. Maybe a good time, if you know what I mean. But you know, talking about the riddle. So we were just sitting there like a dog. This animal, and she says it has to do with what we're eating. We were eating a sandwich with like mushrooms and ow, cheese, right? So maybe a cow. I didn't even think about that till right now. We were talking about horseradish earlier, that the thing that we were eating kind of resembled horseradish in terms of looks. So I was thinking of a horse. And we were just like, I don't know, what is it? And so then she knocks on the table, and we're like, a table? She's like, yeah, a table. I'm like, I'm sorry, Tiny Human. Fucking tables don't have faces. People don't refer to tables having a face. She's like, I refer to this as a face. I'm like, no. that no. People don't. It's also because she's heard a riddle before about, there's that like clock one that's something like, what has a face, two hands but no arms, or something like that. I don't fucking know. So that was like one of the first riddles that I could tell that like really sparked in her head, that was like, whoa. So I think her brain kind of went back to that. Like, yeah, we don't. And she said it has to do with what we are eating, which it's what we were eating on. I call the top of a table a face. I don't think you do. You typically refer to a face as a thing that's a front of something, right? You also typically refer to a face in geometry as, you know, a side of a 3D object, right? Especially with like Rubik's cubes. But like, no, like you refer to it as a face. People typically don't. No, that's, you can't make up a riddle with like something that you call it that. She's also never referred to the top of a table as the face before. You know? Nor have we. So it was like she just made it up. But she was like real bummed that her riddle didn't stick. Hey, using a dildo hurts. Nothing more manly than enduring pain, right? I mean, it can hurt. If it hurts, should probably do it a little differently. Whoa! That's such a dumb attack. It's stick hitbox out. That's another attack I'm not a fan of. I being sniped? Oh, catapult. Cool. Or a trebuchet. I did not get a good look at it. I can level up. This is just a bumbling. Whoa, cool. I would love to fight somebody in real life, like, with no consequence, and just mock them. Like, whenever they do something, be like, whoa, cool, dude. And, like, hit them again. Their attack didn't work. Whoa, whoa. Oh, big boy attack. Yeah, typically, typically dildo usage, you need to train yourself, right? You gotta start small with smaller objects, and then you gotta work your way bigger. If you're shoving it in right there, real quick, and it hurts, you've made a mistake. You can cause some not good damage. That damage being fissures in your butt. Anal fissures, as they call them. You don't want those. They're not one-hit KOs like Pokemon, but they might as well be. I know. No, I gotta explain it. There could be more than you watching, Cool Name. Morgan might still be here. Going, I don't know about this. I'm really glad they add these critters out here, because I just killed him for 6 extra souls. And that made it so I can go into my inventory and just use this. And of course, that bad dragon tentacle, I want the biggest one. You can't. You can't not have. It's so expensive. Like, I don't expect anyone to buy it for me. Part of me wants to. How much is it? It's like $100 or something. Like 80. Morgan, don't worry about it, Morgan. Don't. Hey, how you doing? Doing good? That's good. It's stuff that you don't really need to hear. You don't want dildo 101, Morgan? Yeah. Dildo safety. Have you been watching your dildo safety training videos at work? You better. Are those trebuchets? I can't tell. Yeah, they are. Like, the biggest one is that much. Like, the smallest one is like 80, or not 80, like 50 or something like that, which is still pretty ridiculous. And if you want it in a fun color, of course it's more, but like, of course you want it in a fun color. Nice. I'm just kind of trying to figure out how I'm going to traverse this area right this minute. I think I should go take out those trebuchets. The videos at work just said sticky candy doesn't make for a good dildo. Didn't cover the rest. Ah, man. That's too bad. Can't believe they'd, like, ruin things like that. Wait, how do you disable? Oh my. Oh my! Is it quicker than that? Anything could be a good dildo with enough training and lube. I'd argue that things that aren't solid would not make a good dildo. That's kind of the... Also adhesives. Maybe, like, anything that's got adhesives. Freeze them first. Well, sure. But then you have to worry about the fact that those things are going to absorb into your body, like, very quickly into your bloodstream, right? It's like legit. Anything that goes in your butt can be quickly, you know. So you can OD on alcohol real quick. That's the right word, you know? OD. Oh, damn. That's what it stands for. It's like proximity swords. That's such a cool spell. Speaking of trebuchets, little trebuchet story here. Fucking lad! Jesus. If you had enough lube, it's no longer sticky though, yeah? That's true. Yeah, it's an anima. Yeah, it does cross into that territory, huh? Unless you freeze it. Yeah, but then it like transcends it. It's anima. It's like it's dildo then anima. Danima. I wonder if those guys are technically the operators of these trebuchets. We're just gonna do the slow hit and run tactics here. Oh. No, but trebuchet. So, back in my high school, I had to write. We were in physics class. We had to write some experiments, some physics experiments. We had to group up, make up our own physics experiment, and then do it. Then write like a physics report on it, you know? Well, that physics thing, they said, oh, well, the good ones will get into the school, like, paper or whatever. This like science of the year paper. Well, me and my group, being half-assers and not wanting to have anything to do with school outside of school, we decided to make up that we did an experiment and write about it. So we wrote about how we made a trebuchet out of like toothpicks and stuff and like glued it. And then like we had all these values for like different objects that we launched with the trebuchet. And their distances and stuff. Kind of like air resistance versus like weight and shit like that. And then we turned it in, and then they were like, the teacher was like, "Yo, this is really cool. Let me see your trebuchet." We're like, it broke. It kind of crumbled apart eventually. You know, it was made out of toothpicks after all. So we threw it away. And they were like, "Oh man, that sucks." And then it got into that like school science book, the experiment. I kind of wanted to purchase it because you know you had to purchase it. It was fucking. But part of me was like, I have to convince my parents to buy it. And I want video games, you know. Anyway, wonderful sex ed lesson, but I have to. All right. Google their cool name. Thanks for chilling. I hope you have a good time. I hope the dildos don't hurt too much, because then you have a problem and you really should go to a doctor. So yeah, I thought that was funny. Just make up a science experiment. They thought it was really cool. And like, I made reasonable data, right? I was like, and I varied the data a lot. There was lots of, you know, the thing about copy paste is you really got to change stuff. You put in like once or twice that something's the same. All the other times, you need to change it up, but ever so slightly. You can't have variables that are off too much, right? And you have some outliers here and there. That's how data sets work. You just you just understand that. You're just like, yeah, well, they're just putting fake data. And that's the thing, is like, I love physics. And I love science, but I didn't want to do this giant project outside of school. Hell no. This guy's having problems. I have corrected his problem. Maybe. I maybe have corrected his problem. Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. For fuck's sake, leave me alone. Is he stuck again? He is stuck again. Oh my god. Ugh. He's too powerful right there. Stationary, he has more power on his horse. Oh god, what are we doing? Oh! I knocked him off his horse. Ow! I guess this is a two-way road, huh? Ow! Stop it! Ooh, cool move. Owie. Whoa. Ooh. Owie. Oh boy, this lad. Cuckoo Knight. Oh, I want to be a Cuckoo Knight. That's a great maze. Homework, meh. Group homework, not gonna happen. I ain't spending time outside of school with these. Yeah. And I mean, I didn't hate them. Like they didn't like choose a random group or whatever. They were decent people. Oh good, that refilled my blue flask that I don't have charges in. Thanks. Yeah, no, I was chill with these people. But you're telling me I have to coordinate to hang out with these people, which I'm very, very introverted. So I don't want to hang out with people that I don't know very well. Which is weird because I stream. But this format, I suppose, gives me easier. Quells my my few fears or whatever. Makes it, I guess they're not really fears, they're like, it's like energy. I don't know. It's easier to just babble to myself and then interact with people through text. It takes away the needing to respond instantly pressure and stuff. I don't know. There's a lot to it. Anyway. Yeah, like I gotta meet with them for hours. We have to make up an experiment. We have to potentially build or acquire the things, which requires us to coordinate with our parents like crazy. What is that shit box? Oh my. You can fire a big bomb. Yeah, there it goes. Ooh, oh yeah. How am I doing minimal damage? I'm hitting the driver. There we go. Smithing stone 3 times 1. Fuck. How many do I have? I've got 2. Yo. Well, this was quite the undertaking to deal with this shit. Holy cow. But we did it. Now, group projects with random people, that's really the worst. And now guess what? I have to do that at work. They're trying to prepare us for the real world. I still don't like it. I don't know what they prepared me for. And now I have to do the worst part of it. Like, I'm collaborating with people remotely. That sucks. They don't... I got a question, I gotta IM them. I can't just walk over to their desk. There are people I can walk over to their desk and talk to. But the people on my team are as follows: guy who works from home all the time, for some reason I don't understand. Partly because of the mask mandates, he didn't want to wear a mask. But now there's no mask mandate, so I don't fucking know. 2 people who are in Houston. 1 person in India, but I don't really talk to him very much. And no, that's it. I mean, that's it. But it's like fucking come on. Do I have to do this with these people? Getting a response from the main guy who's in working from home. It sucks. Regret. Yeah, I guess there really isn't a point to what I'm doing here. They always ask you in the interviews, can you work with other people? It's like, yeah, but I'd rather not. But I understand, like, I'm making code. I'm gonna have to. Uh-oh, uh-oh, uh-oh. Sure. Yeah. Brr. Oh no, your little friend was dead and you're mourning him. Brr. I don't know. Terrible. Terrible. People suck. Hey, except for everyone that comes into my stream and hangs out. They're all right. I never get off of stream going, boy, I wish this person didn't show up. Insert person that's been here a few times. There have been people who have shown up that have been not good, but they're not here anymore because you know, I kind of pressured them to not be here anymore. There's that one person that kept telling me how to play the game. I don't know what game. What game was it? Oh, it was Horizon Zero Dawn. Kept telling me what to do, and then asking me what certain things meant in the game. Try attacking. Uh-huh. Scarab ahead. I already got that one. I just kept being like, go do this. And I'm like, no. Now go do this, though. I'm like, no. So then guess what? I was like, listen here. I'm not going to do what you want me to do. Stop asking. Stop asking silly questions. If you want to know what something means, look it up. I'm done. I think it was a little kid. I think I made a little kid cry. Still no head. Try right, Grace ahead. I mean, how do you not realize? You can see it. Whatever. I guess over verboseness is not going to hurt. Look, I thought there was a courtyard. I didn't think there'd be an infinite hole. What a dumb. Hello. There it is. Secret passage ahead. It's there somewhere. Another path leading back to the foot of the Erd tree, an ancient tunnel. Is it one of the... Like, do I have to... Oh, I don't like this. How many times do I gotta hit it? Interview for my new job was me showing up early, freshly shaved with a collared shirt and a clean non-ripped jeans. At which point the interview lasted about 10 minutes of them describing the job and asking when I could start. Awesome. There's that invisible wall. I don't... I need to look this up. What if this is one of those fucking things that you need to attack 500 times? There it is. No, that's not. It's there somewhere. Another. And then we'll do Elden Ring. And then hopefully that's enough. Not Ellen Ring. I don't want to get that beat up and mentally harassed. An ancient tunnel. Atlas Tunnel. Huh? Where am I? Is he talking about this? Yep, nope. This is what he's talking about right here. All right. So I've only had 3 jobs in my life. I have had the call center. I have had this computer company as a QA tester / programmer. And now I'm a software developer. If only I had a giant butthole. My name's Ashton, and I approve this message. Do you have that in Canada? Do you have like political ads that go, "My name is blank, and I approve this message"? But Edge Lord. Nice. My first job at the call center, I was having trouble getting a job. No horse ahead. Because I was going to a lot of places, and this was kind of during the recession here. I was going to a lot of places. Granted, I wasn't going to fast food places. I really wanted to avoid creating food. I felt like I was better suited for retail. So I was applying at a lot of places, but I just, I couldn't get a. They were all like, "Oh, yeah, you don't have any experience. Okay, bye." Bitch, I'm a teenager. I'm trying to get the experience, lady. I say lady because I think I interviewed with like 2 ladies and got rejected at both. But when I got to the call center, I walked in. They asked me a few questions. I responded no to every single one of them. Have you, they're like, have you had any experience working at a call center before? I was like, no. Have you had any experience working in customer service before? I was like, no. They're like, have you had any work experience at all before? I said, no. Then they said, will you be offended if somebody yells at you on the phone? I said, no. And they're like, okay, well, your training date is next Tuesday, so here you go. Being my first job, I came out of that interview going, what just happened? And I talked to my parents after that, and I was just like, so I said I have a training date. Does that mean I was hired? They were, yeah, that means you're hired. I was like, oh. Okay. Sure. A call center was actually a decent job for me because I talk a lot. I don't know if anyone's realized that. But it was also a good job because I moved up in the company a lot. It was... What the it's Sauron? What's he doing here? Oh, there's rings. This game is just about the Lord of the Rings, and that was Sauron himself. Sauron. But I was in shock with this place. Sent in my application Wednesday night, got an email back Thursday asking me to come in for an interview Friday. And then after the 10-minute interview, you start Monday. Nice, yeah. Hey, Heather kind of had that. See, Heather's job starts on Monday, her new job. And she had an interview, and they said that they have a multi-interview process where they do 2 interviews. She was at her job, her current job. Her current job had a meeting that basically said, by the way, this site's going to shut down in like 2 months because the doctor's retiring. And I was like, whoa, I have an interview in 2 hours. She went to the interview. And then the next day she got a call back saying, you're hired. She didn't even do the second interview. They said, the person said, well, when you know somebody's a really good fit, you know they're a good fit. You know, you can just tell. Sauron, please. I don't understand. I mean, I'm gonna die. I lost 5,000 souls. I don't really care. I was a little fortunate too with my first job, so the call center laid me off. At the time, I was the weekend operations manager, so I made sure all the employees were doing their work and shit. I was not on the phone unless extreme circumstances happened. Which was basically never. And I was part of IT. And I programmed those automated systems, or IVRs as they're called. No. Oh yeah, if it doesn't look at you, Bick. Can't get me if you can't see me. The fuck is this thing? God, it sucks. So at the call center one day, I just come into work. They call me and they're just like, "Hey, you know what? Because of how we changed some of our managing policies and whatnot, which basically, you know, each newspaper, because we did newspapers, each newspaper was a campaign, right? And each campaign had their own managers. Offer rump. First off, grace. And let there be revenge. Let there be madness. How? Do I want to try to... Alright, we're just gonna go down here. Owie! Holy fuck! how rats are in real life, though. No. So yeah, they just called me up and they're like, hey, because the campaign managers are always here now and kind of managing the employees themselves, our new call center software really automates everything. Makes it easier than ever to monitor calls. We don't need you anymore. And oh yeah, let me just fuck that up real quick. And because you just graduated college, you are the most likely out of all the other managers to be able to find something better. So we're gonna lay you off. Revenge, oh revenge, praise the revenge. So I guess these guys were just summoning that thing. It's called Madness. It's very interesting. So then, you know, I was really sad and I left. Being laid off is not fun. So yeah, I left and then I don't know, I started making my resume at home over the course of the next couple weeks. I kind of took it a little easy. I had enough money saved up that I wasn't gonna die, you know, for like 2 or 3 months. As long as I didn't buy any fun items, you know what I mean? As long as I just bought food and paid rent. And then 2 weeks, I put my resume on like Monster or whatever. And one day I got a call and they're like, hey, you want to do a job interview for this place? I'm like, oh, sure, whatever. Which was a contracting company. I'm like, I'll take a job, whatever. Give job. It was contracting for computer stuff. I'm like, that's my wheelhouse, obviously. And I get there. The interview was decently easy. One of the dudes in the interview, his only question that he asked me was, do you play video games? And I said yes. And he said, no. Why he asked that is because he likes video games. So he was happy. May erudition light the way. I don't have this gesture. I don't have the headache gesture. So yeah, I have that headache. Gee whiz. Well, I wonder if I can cheese it like that other one. The other tower I did. I just hopped up to the top. I didn't even. Oh, this is not looking possible. There's nothing to hop from. All right, fine. Oh wait, did. So I went there. I did the interview. And then I got a call literally that night. And they said, you're hired. I was like, what? And the contracting company was for another company in town that I was like, I'd like to work for them. They're a neat, reputable company. I put reputable in quotes. They are reputable, but like, you know, I won't get into it. They're a corporation, you know. Their name sounds good, and then you go and work for them. You're like, yeah, you don't give a fuck about me. You don't give a fuck about people. But one of the interviews I had was all the way in Denver. I don't live in Denver. Before that, like that final one that I had at the decent place. That interview was dumb. I drive all the way to downtown Denver, like in the middle of the skyscrapers. Pay for a parking at a parking garage. I'm sitting at the bottom of I'm in the lobby of the skyscraper, hanging out, waiting for the interviewer to come get me. And it was like 30 minutes past when they should have gotten me, and I'm like, fuck, I don't have the interviewer's direct contact information. Or anyone, for that matter, like quick contact information. I've just been emailing them. I was like, oh god. So then So I find the company name, and then I call them, and I get to somebody. What the? Whoa. It's like angry magic. It's the madness magic. And they got regular magic too. That's neat. And basically, I get to them and they're like, "Oh, sorry, we thought you were in Missouri." Like, what do you mean? Yeah, no, the person we have you scheduled to interview with is physically in Missouri. And this was before the time of like Zoom, you know? I was like, are you fucking kidding me? I think it was Missouri or like Carolina or something. I don't know. A state far, far away. Long, long ago. Who is this handsome lad? Constantly attracts enemies' aggression. That sounds terrible, but might be a good way to pull like a single enemy away from the group. So I was a little pissed. I just spent like fucking like $30 to like drive here and park. It took like an hour and a half to drive there and do that. And I got nothing out of it. Beneath Lindell at the very bottom lies our Lord, Lord of the Frenzied, the three fingers who holds us in thrall. So like underground? I think, if I'm honest, I think this is an underground elevator. So then they said, we'll reschedule your interview for next week. So, of course, being the dedicated worker and the wanting to make a good impression, I was like, yeah, I will stick with it. And I will show them that I am a resilient person. So the next week I drive out there. And they actually meet me in the lobby. I think the best interview story of mine would be the hotel bar beer store I worked at for a while. The assistant manager did my interview and was super impressed. Okay, internet. Okay, I think we're good. Holy cow, it's really catching up. I'm at 17 meg upload. What are you doing? You catching up? Why am I at such a high upload and then I'm dropping frames? Well, it appears that I'm still live. God, this kind of happened yesterday too. Well, it seems like you'll be able to hear me. God, my stream is way behind on my other monitor. Holy fuck. I worked out for a while. Assistant manager did my interview and was super impressed by the self-employed part of my resume, which was just a ton of bullshit. Yep. Oh yeah, you gotta fluff. You gotta pad that resume, man. I had babysitting on my resume for my very first resume. Because I was like, I have nothing to put on here. I have to put this on here. Yeah, God, that's choppy. That's a choppy stream down there. Computer, yeah, I fixed computer illiterate folks' machines by running a defrag. Graphics design. You don't even have to do defrags anymore. Your OS does it for you, and then other technologies don't even need it. Those were the times. Lord Vike, you are no lord at all. Then where is he, our true lord, our lord of frenzied flame? We beg of you, incinerate all that divides and distinguishes. Ah, may chaos take the world. He's going crazy. Graphic design. I made a website once. Landscaping. I've moved lawn and shoveled. Painting. Oh, that's funny. Man, you really padded that up. That's smart. Wait, what? Oh. Not allowed. No horse. Is this... Oh, festering finger. Hello. Oh, I can't summon either. Whoop. They always have fucking spears. Yep. Whoa! Whoa! What the fuck? God. I tried to dodge that. No, fuck you. Yeah, I'm dead. Jesus. That madness stuff is nuts. I gotta see if I have anything that can fight that. Or I can just stay near him and fuck him up that way. I started there just stocking shelves in the store cooler. Ended up as one of the managers shortly after the guy who hired me left. I wouldn't have based on your resume? That's funny. Yeah, that was the thing at the call center is like, I had no manager experience, but man, I was basically managing myself. I'd be like, hey, I'm going to help with this. I'm going to help with that. Because you very clearly need it. I'm going to help you. I showed up on time. I did my work. And they were like, oh, fuck, man. I'd be like, the manager would be upset. I'd be like, what's going on? And then he would tell me about how one of the employees, you know, was late or whatever. I'm like, yeah, I don't understand. They need to do their jobs and shit like that. And then they're like, fuck, man, this guy's a decent manager. What the fuck? That madness stuff is bonkers. The when I went the second time for the interview, though, at that place in Denver, I get there, they meet me in the lobby. They bring me up to the whatever floor to like an empty office. Like the floor was just empty. There's nothing on the walls. It was so odd. I was like, what the fuck is happening here? Alright, I boosted some of my stats. What the fuck is that noise? He brings me up, he sets me down in a room with literally nothing in the room, but like 2 chairs and a table. I'm like, what is going on here? And it's Jesus, this guy's bringing out new tricks. The NPC's lagging. This guy sucks. Oh my god. My hit and run tactics seem to be the best though. That AoE was multi-hit madness, which is not fair. And your meter's gonna build no matter what. So he brings me up to that room. He says, "Oh yeah, I see you have some sequel experience." I'm like, I mean, I've done a little bit of sequel, right? I'm not an expert. I've done a little bit in it. So he started asking me a bunch of sequel-based questions. Like very complicated sequel stuff. I'm like, I don't know that. Sorry. I'm mainly a programmer. So what is that? This guy's just filled with weird magic. Get out of here. No. So he kept asking me sequel questions after I've told him I've got little experience in sequel. I've done some SQL queries of an existing SQL database. I didn't invent one. I can always learn it, but that's I'm gonna have to learn. So, fingerprint grape. More grapes. At one point, he asked me, how would you rate your understanding of SQL? And I'm like, like a... Or not SQL, he said computers. Like, how good are you with computers? I'm like, I don't, like a 8 or a 9, you know? He's like, how good are you with SQL or other technologies? And I'm like, I was sitting there like, or other technologies. Like, I'm really good with technology. 7 or 8. And then he's like, at the end of the interview, he was like, oh, you're not a 7 or 8 in SQL. And I'm like, I'm sorry, I misunderstood the question, I guess. No, fucking, you asked a stupid question. You literally asked me how good am I with all technology, basically. And you didn't realize it. So, what made this interview worse was the guy... This is gonna sound like bad, but it's not bad. The guy had a very heavy Indian accent. I already have a hard enough time understanding speech. Like, spoken word, especially when there's like any sort of background noise. It's really easy for me to fuck that up. Well, these flowers are kind of fucked up. So understanding somebody with an accent is a lot harder for me too. And he had a heavy accent. And so the whole time I was like, fuck. How do I need him to repeat half of the shit he's saying. He also asked me, like, how willing are you to work overtime? Like, one of the very first questions he asked was that. And I'm like, well, hold on now. Like he probably asked 2 or 3 overtime questions if I remember. This is a mad mausoleum. He's angry. So I got the impression from this guy that, like... Excuse me. Excuse me, beetle. That he was gonna work me to the bone. You know? He was gonna just grind and grind and grind with his company. It was also sus that he had that empty office. It was also sus that he talked about how his office was in one of the faraway suburbs in Denver. Oh, there's more than one? I'm like... Why am I here? Like, that suburb is way closer. Why didn't you take me to your actual office? What? Oh, yes, it's Santa Buddha. Hello. My tomb. Can I get on top? I don't think so. That's it. I think I still have to scrub his feet, it looks like. Like, barely. Just all of it seemed really sus, and so I'm like, I'm glad I didn't get that job. What the shit, man? Because, yeah, I felt like I would have been fucked over with how disorganized, and they want to work me to the bone. Like, I dodged a bullet here. Yeah, that place was terrible. And I'm also glad I didn't have to work sequel a whole bunch. Oh, these are real goatmen. These aren't the ethereal ones. That means they can bleed. Do you bleed? That one's glowy. He's a raver. Just. Oh, Potcoon. Oh, dear Lord. Oh yeah, hurt your friends. Fuck. Did my Hort die? No. He just got a little ouchie. Haha, nerds. Um, ouch. Why doesn't this root monster bleed? My horse is gonna die. That's a first. My hort died. Gee willikers. I think I have to like craft a thing now. Well, maybe I can... Like it says I can use Flask to revive him. But... No, not the hort, right? Restores to by consuming 1 charge of Flask of Grin. Yeah. He's alive again. He's fine. Easy peasy. I mean, I probably could just have rested at a bonfire, but whatever. The place I work at now, though, which is the same overall corporation, but a different contracting company is managing me now. Because the big corporation, their favorite thing to do is to hire contractors. And then they put the contractors as a tax deduction. Because they can put them as equipment. And then they can deduct them from their taxes. How nice of them. Tax loopholes. And also, they can get out of treating us well because we're not the real employees. We're fake employees. Ooh, this event for releasing a new product? No. You don't work for us. You work for the contracting company, so you don't get to celebrate with the rest of these people, even though you contributed. But whatever. I'm gonna bitch about it. But anyway, they I heard that this one guy that was like I was buddies with that worked for the different contracting company. Because the contracting company I worked for was really shitty. Basically, the one that I used to work for lost all the contracts. And then a new company came in that got all the rest of the contracts. And the fucking big corporation spun it as some bullshit. They said, oh yeah, we're trying to consolidate everyone under one contracting company, so it's a lot easier. We don't have to pay as much money. It'll be great. And I'm like, oh, that makes sense. No, they fucking lied. They told us that, and it was not true. They literally wanted to renegotiate a contract so that they could spend less money on the contract. Because while they can deduct us from their taxes, they might not be able to deduct all of us from their taxes. Every percentage of us, right? So they entirely did it to save money. And the new contracting company, obviously, lowest bidder, they sucked. So I started to kind of try to look for a new job. Plus, I wanted more money because I have a wife and kid now. And well, let's see how hard this guy is. Let's give him a little try. Oh. He's not too bad. So I heard this one guy I worked with, he worked for this other contracting company, and that they were freaking decent. So it's like, alright, yeah. Hook me up. Get me in touch with your boss. Or whoever does hiring. He's like, okay. What the shit is happening? One of those fuckers, huh? These guys are weird. So yeah, one day I was just sitting there at my desk, hanging out. And he said, the guy comes up to me and says, all right, come here. You're going to go talk to this guy who works for this company. I was like, oh, cool. All right. Sure. Yeah. So I go and talk to him. And it was basically an impromptu interview. Like, it was just, by the way, this is basically an interview. And he starts asking questions. I'm like, oh shit. No, like, I'm interviewing this guy right now. This isn't me just talking to a random developer. He's scoping me real hard. And at one point, I'm like, yeah, I heard that this contracting company was started locally. And he's like, yeah, by me. Oh. You're the owner. Oh. Hello. So then, yeah, I talked to him for a little bit. And they said my resume was bad. Like, I didn't make it very well. I should have, like, done something better. I'm like, what do you want? This is what I did at my job. I tried to fluff it up with speech, but, like... But they said, yeah, you're way better than what this sounds like. I'm like, oh, I guess I just didn't write it very well. But then they said, oh, yeah, come do a second interview with us. At this time, this place, I was like, oh, sick. And I go and do it, and it was a technical interview, and I'm like, oh man, I did bad. They're like, no, you did good. You're hired. Oh. Okay. Ants. Giant ants. I'm not going to go too far here because it's time for me to end stream. But I do be wary of up. There's an ant up there. I see it. Ant. Ant. Come on, ant. Yeah. Oh, they're chumps. Oh, wow. Dead end. I was hoping to get a glimpse of this underground area. See how sparkly it is, but it seems I have to go through there in order to do that. So I guess I will go in. I guess lots of story time today about interviews. Interviews can really suck, but they can also be very, very okay. And very odd. My brother once went for a job interview that he turned down once he got the details of the job. Interviewer actually thanked him for dressing properly. Amazing how many folks show up in random club outfits or ripped clothes. Really? That's like one of the very few things that is taught about interviews by anybody. That's just standard knowledge, is like, just dress all right. The first interview I went to with my current boss, I couldn't dress okay. I was in the building, you know? I was working, and they were just like, surprise interview time. But like, yeah, that's what you should do. You gotta dress good for an interview. I hate it. I think it's kind of stupid. I think as long as you're not in absolutely tattered clothes, you should be fine. But the job that I left, because of how dumb that contracting company is and how little the big corporation is willing to pay somebody who tests firmware for computers that run things like MRI machines and junk, like banks and crazy important companies. Like, you could go across the street to like Target or whatever and get paid like two less dollars an hour and have way less responsibility. You can fuck up so much and no one gives a shit. But they're having trouble hiring. There should be 4 people in that lab, and they've only been able to keep 3 because of how bad they treat them in terms of like pay and stuff.